I grew up with no religion in my life. And I think because of that, I found that religion was a sign of weakness. And so for me, it was always my will, my way. And so ultimately, this left me feeling empty. It left me feeling in control when I'm not sure I really was in control. I had always been a social drinker, and during COVID, that became more of a routine and a real problem for me. And alcoholism started to take over my life. It got to the point where my wife was probably not going to stay around. She had a foot out the door. She loved me, but she couldn't live with it. I realized that I wasn't in control of the big picture. Now, I was playing the control person. However, I had to turn to something, and that something for me was God. And God was the divine intervention for me to walk away from the troubles that it was causing me. And it goes back to that I was not feeling fulfilled. So I was turning to substance versus God. And now that I've found that in my life, it's been a complete 180. So about 5 months ago, I started going to church. And from the very first service that I sat in, I felt like God was talking to me. I felt at home for the first time in a long time. Having God in my life and thinking about Him, praying to Him, and seeing what it's done has just, it's honestly shaken me, and it's shaken me in a good way. So I became willing to surrender to God, to surrender my will, and ultimately what that has done for me is built my relationship with my wife to a much better place. And it's always been good, but now it's in another realm. There's 3 of us in the relationship. It's myself, my wife, and God. It's brought me closer to my 2 daughters. I found myself driving in my car one morning, and I actually teared up because I realized I was saying, "Thank you, God," instead of "Help me, God," or "Save me, God." And I'd said those foxhole prayers for years. And then it turned to "thank you." And I had that moment of thank you. And what a great feeling that is to say thank you instead of help me.